Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another live show on the channel. It is the preview for the game on Sunday away to Manchester City at the Ethiad Stadium, 8 o'clock kickoff. The game is live on TNT Sports as well. And of course, joined by Mason. How are you doing, Mason?
Yeah, not too bad.
Good. Martin is going to join us. He's be here in around about 15 or 20 minutes or so. He's just have to sort. He's just have to sort his dad out. So he'll be here very soon. So, but yeah, big game on Saturday. It's going to be a very interesting one as well. So yeah, I cannot wait for it. I really cannot wait for this on Saturday. I really must admit. So there you go. Well, then, guys, if you do enjoy today's preview, please, of course, remember to hit the thumbs up. Please, of course, hit that subscribe button. Of course, if you're brand new to the channel, if you're not yet subscribed, do hit that subscribe button. It's completely free to do so, and it just helps make the channel grow as well. So, again, please, if you are new or if you're not yet subscribed and you really enjoy what goes on this channel, please do hit that. It is completely free to do so, as I mentioned just before. And, of course, that bell notification to let you know when there is a live show or a pre-recorded video that gets uploaded there to the channel as well. So if you make sure you are notified by hitting the bell, so to be notified, hit that bell button to let you know when it's a live show or a pre-recorded video on the day. If you would like to donate and give something to the channel, super chats are available. And if you want to become a member for just 99p per month, feel free to do so. And if you become a member of the channel, you will be involved into things like prize draws and things like that. So if you want to be within a chance of that, just hit the join button. It's only for 99p a month. We'll dive into a few comments that have come in before we start talking about the things. So Beers in the chat. Big up Pedro and Mighty Mason. Yari Man says, Andrew. Hope you're well, Andrew. Beer says, is that Tom Cruise in your background? It looks now like Tom Cruise there, Beer. You've had a story. Evening, PD and Mason. How are you doing tonight? Says Gordon. Very well.
Not too bad.
Hope you as well. Hopefully, we'll see you on the show tomorrow night as well. Tom Tits says Andrew. I can see us getting a draw at the Etihad. Do you know what? Why not? Why not? Look where we are now. A lot of teams do not want to come and face us now. And I can't see why we can't give City a game down there on Saturday as well. So let's get it with Mason. And we know it's going to be a hard game, but can we give City a game down at their place on Saturday?
Hope so. I mean, last time we were down there, we unfortunately lost at 2-0. A week after the Carabao Cup final lost to Man United. I think that didn't help. But they've had a cup final.
Yeah.
Will they do the same? Personally, I think that'll happen because bouncing back after a cup final isn't. But they won last night, but it won't be easy for them settling it in the game like straight away. Newcastle will be attacking fairly on the front foot more for Man City because I think they're going to probably rest a few players because obviously playing Wednesday and then Saturday. So yeah, it'll be a tough game. I think it'll be a tough game still, but hopefully we'll go out there and manage to win the game.
Yeah, it'd be great if we can do. Even if we got a draw down there, that would be great as well. I don't think we've won in the league yet. We won there in the Carabao, when it was the League Cup. Well, the Carabao Cup, if it was called that at the time of Cup, but in 2014 when we won 2-0. Goals from Rolando Aarons and Moussa Sissoko.
It was a couple of One Cup.
That's it. Yep. That was the last time we won it, Man City. So. Yeah. Hi, Pete and Mason says, Ben, 4-1 Saturday was amazing. I hope we beat City. It'd be great if we could. It's going to be a very, very hard game as well. Of course, Mason, looks like we're on the verge of another player. Lewis Hall.
Yeah, obviously I've heard of his brother. His brother plays for Solihull now. He was he was in that Chorley team what famously got I think was the 5th round against Wolves. So yeah, I didn't really heard from him until he made his debut against us last season. and I was impressed with him. His first game against a decent Newcastle side, obviously the team he supports as a kid as well. I think he's done well for the age he is, and when he got put in the deep end against Newcastle in November last year, I think he's done well, and hopefully he'll do even better when he comes up to Newcastle.
Yeah, it looks like it. We were thinking it looks like it was going to be a permanent move at first, but it looks like it's going to be a loan move with possibly an option to buy at the end of the season. Again, I think I could see why we're doing this to help us around FFP in a way as well. He's a very young lad as well, and I think because with Chelsea have got Cucurella and Bill Chedwell as their left backs or wing backs, left wing backs is how they normally like to play. That's going to limit Lewis to a very few games. Whether he comes to us, you never know.
But the thing is, right, they've got that lad who's it. They've got that lad as well.
Yep, they've got another one as well, didn't they?
They've got that. They've got the team up here. That Mattison, who was at Burnley last season, they've got him as well.
Yeah,
I mean, he was fairly decent for Burnley last season in the Championship, and I feel like this is going to be his breakthrough season in the Premier League. But where's that going to stand? Lewis Hall. But the thing is, it's good that we're getting him on. He's going to get game time because he would have been down the pecking order in front behind Cucurella, Chilwell, and Maatsen.
Yep. So us to get him on a loan, be given the game time, that would be great. There's something within the lad. I really believe there is. I think when Chelsea played us 1-0, when we beat the 1-0 at St James's Park, I thought Lewis Hall played very well for them.
Yeah, I was impressed
again because I think we need to start playing a recognised left back in that position now. We cannot keep relying on Dan Burn to play in that position from now on. We need to start looking at playing a proper left back in that position. And why not someone like Lewis Hall, a very young player?
Yeah,
as well.
I mean, he did fairly well against us, considering that was his first ever Premier League game. With I think was he 17 or 18?
He's very young. I know. Yeah,
one of the two.
Like that.
Falling straight in the deep end. I mean, fair play to him. I mean, he's come to his a team he supports as a kid as well. I mean, he'll be on a high. He'll want to be on a different level as well with it being his boyhood club.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main thing. That's the main factor. It's his boyhood club. He'll be on a different level compared to where he was at Chelsea.
Yep. Swansea won it, didn't they? I can't remember.
We got beat off. We got beat off West Brom on Saturday.
I was in that game against Chelsea in November. Yeah, so was that. Also, doesn't need to be in the 25-man squad, no, because of his age. So that's another good point as well to have. And again, it's bringing more squad depth within the side as well. So you can see why fans are all for this deal. Maybe because if he does well, that would be great to know that we can go in for him and get him permanently. But if he doesn't do well, we know we can send it back to Chelsea and say that it didn't work.
If he doesn't do well, he'll learn.
Yeah,
that's the main factor. Look at Levi. Look at when Colwell in the Premier League when he left Chelsea. I mean, Colwell was on a different level as well when he was at Brighton. I think those will be the same. But the thing is, Chelsea have just tied down Colwell to a new contract. They were going to do it with Lewis Hall, but somehow he wants to move because it's Newcastle. He wants to play in the project. Chelsea have been losing. Obviously, they lost Mason Mount. They've let a few young players go out on loan.
Yeah.
I think that's what they'll probably. I think that's what they want to do with some of the youngsters. But Lewis Hall, I think Lewis Hall will do well at Newcastle this season.
Oh, yeah. Wayne, good evening. Hope you're well.
Hello.
I remember his brother Dewsbury. Oh, Dewsbury only plays for Leicester City.
No, it's
is it a different one?
It's not Dewsbury Hall. His brother is called Connor Hall.
Connor Hall. That's it.
Yeah. If you haven't seen the interview of his brother on BT Sports, I think it was against Derby in the FA Cup. Search it up, and it admits that him and his brother are Newcastle fans. Yeah, well, just says him because we didn't know who his brother was at the time.
How long has he been at Chelsea for? I'm not entirely too sure off the top of my head.
11 years.
11 years.
I've just looked it up.
Chelsea will be the team they once were under Abramovich. The fact is, Todd Bowley just spends money for the hell of it. Notices that they've already been charged with FFP, known that further under investigation is going, and yet they're still splashing cash for the sake of it. I can't believe that. I met Big Joe, says David. Yeah, I've seen that nice one.
I've seen that as well.
Nice one. So, yeah. I mean, what do we have to do on Saturday, Mason, to make sure if we are going to get something out of the game, or to try and win this game as well? We know we are going to have to be very wary of their threat.
Yeah, obviously, we'll have to play like we did on Saturday against Villa. And if we do that on Saturday, then I can see us getting a point of some margin sneak a win.
Martin, good evening. Good to see you.
Evening.
How you doing? Oh, you put yourself on mute.
Just banged me. Sorry. Yeah, no, not bad. Another trophy in the cabinet. Fun.
Yes, I've seen the game. What did you make of that game?
Typical second game of the season. 40-degree heat. Wasn't great. We got injuries, players missing, but we got the job done. That's what mattered. And get the big boys back for Saturday.
Yeah. How can you see game going on Saturday then?
It's going to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a really hard game, no doubt about it. We're at Fortress Ethiad.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what gives us the edge. But we seem to be we've ramped up the Etihad over the last 12 months. The atmosphere is different. The intimidation's very different. A lot of teams are coming to the Etihad with a bit of fear now.
Mm-hmm.
A bit like when United had, when teams going to Old Trafford in the 90s with that little bit of, we'll just settle for, what we can get.
Yeah.
But, listen, I've said we're going to need our strongest 11 out on Saturday to beat us. Absolutely. Because I think you're a very dangerous team and you showed that in your opening game against Villa.
Absolutely. I mean, first of all, what did you make of the first game against Burnley? 3-0. Was it convincing, or was it a game we didn't have to get out of first gear?
It was convincing. We didn't have to get out of third gear. Second, we were sort of second stroke third. City never start the season well. You go back over the last 2 or 3 years because we've always said it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's great doing what Arsenal do. Look at Arsenal last year. What was it? 18 wins out of 19. Great.
Yeah.
When they got to the business end, they ran out.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's the way we do it. We stay within the pack. And then January, February time, we tend to go on this 14, 15 game winning streak. And that's just simply because that's the way we're sort of trained, positioned, is to go to the end.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Todd Bowley is playing career mode. Todd Bowley would be good on Football Manager, says Leo. Yeah. Evening, everyone. Looking forward to my trip to Man City. Going to have to take my passport through with random photo ID checks. Yes, I heard they're doing photo ID checks for when they're supporting. Yeah, they are apparently. I mean, what do you make of the whole new ticket system in Martin that's now come in place? I mean,
what you mean with the all electronic?
Yeah, all electronic.
I mean, it's been in with us for about 18 months now. And when it first came in, just after COVID. Oh, the C word, and now we're banned on YouTube, aren't we, saying the C word?
Oh.
But during the virus pandemic stage of our lives, they sort of trialled it. When we all went back to that last game, they trialled it then. We did this ballot with 10,000. I hope they never do a ballot ever again, because that was the biggest joke in the world. But no, it was a bit tricky at first, but now I think it's like everything. When it's new, you're not used to it.
Yeah.
As soon as you start doing it for 10, 12, 13 games, it becomes a lot easier. It really is a lot easier.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to lie, because you're not going to forget. They have charging points all over the stadium to charge your phone for if you need to. First time, obviously, I don't live far from the Ethiad. I'm about 5-10 minute drive max from the Ethiad. So, there's a lot of redevelopment work going on right now with the extension, the expansion, the fan park, the new shop going up.
Yep.
So it might look like a bit of a building site when you all turn up tomorrow night.
Question for Martin: how long?
Why does this question always come up to every time I go on shows?
He says, "How long have you supported City and your favourite game at Main Road?"
5 minutes, 2008. When the money came, got my ticket. No, been a season ticket holder 30+ years. Was there in the doldrums. My favourite ever game at Main Road, and this was the Newcastle 3-3 in 95, 96, 1996. Tino, Espria, Philip Albert, Uwe Rosler, Niall Quinn. It was a literal box office game now. It was box office. Gio Kinkladze at his mesmerising best. It was great.
Yep. We're doing ballots now for home tickets, Martin. Yeah, we are.
Yeah, I've read. I think you're going to see a lot of changes to your football club.
Yeah.
Some you will like, some you won't. At the moment, you're on that. I mean, I've spoke to you privately, Peter. You're on that crest of a wave of excitement.
That's it.
But it's like us now, where it's great. Everything we're doing is brilliant. Never say it that way. If someone ever said to me, "Do you feel like you've lost a little bit of soul?" Yes. That happens. It will do, because, like I said, they're not building a 5-star hotel for me.
Yeah.
They're not building that for me. They're building that for fans, and it's brilliant for all fans. At some point, you will start the global versus local debate, and it will ramp up to 13,000 times.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is, we always say we never want to be them down the road.
Yeah.
And I suppose you kind of got no choice a little bit. It's, football's moved.
It has, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I like Man City, to be honest, Martin. Most of your fans are local, unlike Man United.
Not anymore.
Pep needs to start winning all the trophies, says Wayne. Hi, Peter Mason, the City fan, just to say that we're going to win 2-1 on Saturday, so Jonathan's feeling confident. I mean, what do you see the danger point from? Where do you see our threat coming from, Mason?
Midfield.
Yeah.
Your midfield. Tonala, Bruno Guimaraes. That'll be the key point. If anyone can stop that, it's Pep Guardiola. He's the greatest manager in my eyes now, probably, if not forever. He's just... It's going to be tough, because we haven't got KDB. We won't have Lucas Paqueta in. We won't have Paqueta in time. We won't have Docker in time. We won't have the other players we're going after in time.
Yeah.
So it's going to... But we've still got... I mean, everyone goes on about KDB. Still got Phil Foden. Still got Bernardo Silva. Still got Julian Alvarez. But we're not like throwing kids in here. We're not chucking kids in. Still got the big Norwegian meat machine up top.
Yep.
And you've got, for me, the best CDM in world football in Rodra to roll around. You got Kovacic, who's fitted in like an absolute... To me, he's the bargain of the summer. the bargain of the summer cover. It's 25 million quid, and he looks like he's been there 5 years already.
Yeah, but I mean, it must be a big loss in a way to lose De Bruyne in a way. But he can be. He said he can be replaced.
I have a philosophy. I don't think any player you have can ever be replaced, because then you're forever chasing what you've got, and no player's ever the same. Like Aguero's not the same as everyone went. Were you going to replace David Silva? No, because David Silva's irreplaceable. You're going to replace Aguero? No, because Aguero's irreplaceable. You know, you can buy different and you can change things. Like Erling Haaland is nothing like Aguero. Kevin De Bruyne is nothing like David Silva. It's a very different. David Silva couldn't ping 40-yard passes. Kevin De Bruyne can. But Kevin De Bruyne is 32. He's nearly 33. He's getting to a point of his career where we're going to have to start looking at where we go without him. We're not a one-man team. And every time he's not been in the team, we have actually done well. In the 18-19 season, he was out for a lot of it, and we won 4 trophies. And he was out for about 80% of it. So I suppose one thing Pep's very good at is finding a solution to a problem. You know, if we didn't have forward and we didn't, and even without that, you know, Paqueta will probably come in and he'll do the role.
Yeah.
So there's always options. There's always options.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm up to. To be honest, and actually, the silver's ripped out of our club. It said he was. Question for Mod: do you think Man City will win the Champions League again?
I'm not bothered if they don't, but yeah, they will. Without doubt, it's set up to win it. It's not. It's a different club now. Very, very different football team from Main Road.
I know. I'm not from Newcastle, as Peter will know, but I've always said I wanted to become a tourist attraction. I read to Brendan Rodgers in the chat. Any news about Fraser taking him away from us? Brendan, because we could well do with him out the wage bill. Still got the plain Jack Grealish. I think, what do you make is Jack Grealish so far lately, Martin?
He's anything but crap. Anything but crap.
No, I wouldn't say that he is.
It was people. This is the point. Everyone looks at GA. They go goals and assists, goals and assists. Our team is not about goals and assists. Our team is about pause of football, controlling football. And if you look at like Jack Grealish last night was one of our most potent threats up top.
Yeah, I watched it as well.
And if you look, you've got Grealish goes on the outside, and you have Josko Vardio coming on the inside. That's all pre-planned because Pep's screaming at him to do that.
Yeah.
You know, Grealish has 20, 30 yards of space to run into. We'll trap back, win the ball. And that's what Pep wants. Jack Grealish was our third most creative player in our whole squad last season. Believe it or not.
Instead of Paqueta, City should go for Hendrick. I don't think City are well going to do that. Are you a Haaland fan, says Ben? Yes, of course.
No. He's rubbish.
Better treble winning team, Man United or Man City? Gotta be City.
I never answer that question because it was different football at different times. It's very different.
I'm going to ask a question for both of you. What is Newcastle missing to be title contenders? I'll start with you, Mason.
Can't think of anything.
Okay, fair enough, Martin.
I'm going to try and say this without taking away your excitement.
Go on then.
The problem is, and you again, me and you spoke about this privately, Pete. Getting bought out was brilliant for you, and I can't, club fan base deserved it. It's not just a simple job of get taken over, win a title.
It's not.
But when City did it, we were the last club to do it before the drawbridge went up. This FFP drawbridge.
Yeah.
Now, the problem is, you've got this 10-year, 12-year gap to keep going, to build upon.
Yeah.
And if you look upon it like the problem is it's like your sponsorship at the moment. You've kind of got this FSR, which is you can only spend what you bring in.
Yeah.
Trouble is, your sponsorships are still building, and they will build.
Oh, they will.
The problem is, everyone else is still building behind you. It's like because we sat there going, we've got these record profits, 700 million, because we've won like 9 trophies in 3 years or something like that. So you win all the trophies for that. We've got a brand new sponsorship deal with Asa, I think it is, the non-alcoholic beer. That was nearly 30 million. That's just for the training top. Your sponsorship with Salah was less than that for your main sponsor. So it's about building each year as you go. I'm not saying you'll never challenge for the title, but Chelsea are 12th and they've spent nearly $1 billion.
Yep.
Everton, we're near the bottom, have spent 500 million.
Yep.
That's the problem. It's much of a muchness now. Everyone's spending. Because if you went and asked a Chelsea fan, they'll say they want to win the title. You ask a Liverpool fan, they want to win a title. You ask, everyone wants to win a title. Like all I've heard over the summer is the demise of Manchester City. No, our owners aren't built like that. Our owners are very successful businessmen, the rich, beyond belief. So they're not in this to fail. They're not going to go away tomorrow. They're not expanding the Etihad, building everything they're building just to disappear in a year. There will be a plan for when Pep goes. There will be a plan for who we bring in. So I'm never saying Newcastle will never win a title because I think they could. But the trouble is, it's not because you've got money, because everyone's got money.
Yep.
It's about the way I've always said, just enjoy the journey.
That's it.
Enjoy the journey, because it's like us, Champions League. Champions League nights took us about 4 years to get our head round. It takes 8, and if you hit the ground running, brilliant, but it takes so long to get your head round between playing on a Wednesday night at Real Madrid and then rolling into Bournemouth on a Saturday.
Yeah.
It mentally does that with your head, and the players are like, right, because they're all excited about going to the Bernabeu and forget they're off to Dean Court on the following Saturday.
Yeah.
It's a weird one. It's a weird balance. But I hope you do. I really do hope you do.
Yeah. Do you think we still need, what positions, Mark, would you think Newcastle still need to look at to strengthen in certain areas? It looks like we're on the verge of getting Lewis Hall.
I like Lewis Hall. He's a very good player, good youngster. Is that a deal or is that a loan?
It could be a loan with an option to buy come the end of the season.
That surprised me because I thought Chelsea would want to get rid of him with their financial, what they've got to do. I think you need a proper centre-back, like top centre-back.
I think we could do with someone quite young. Yeah, because Cher's 31, so he's not getting any younger now.
It's a difficult one because along this journey, you'll see players now, and as much as you want to be loyal to them and everything else, they ain't going to be there in 18 months.
No. Like
so
we've had to do with ASM.
Exactly. It's like, do you remember where we were? Like when we came in and we got Robinho and we had Roque Santa Cruz and Craig Bellamy and we were all flying. And 5 years later, that's not the level we're at. We're not buying the Wayne Bridges anymore. It's a balancing act. So, and I've said this, Eddie Howe may not be there in 18 months. It may all completely change again because your owners will have a plan each season to where they want to go with it.
They will.
And that's why, I mean, I've heard Amanda Stabler talk about targets and projects and plans, and that's what it is. It's not just take over, win, buy, off you go. Yeah, because you can't, at the minute, compete like for Lucas Paqueta. Because
we're not ready for that yet. That's the thing.
Yeah. But eventually, in a year or two, when your sponsorship builds up, go for it. So to me, the biggest step so far is become a Champions League club on the regular, year in, year out, and that brings your revenue in. Each year, just keep doing it and going a bit further and a bit further. It's when you drop out of that top 4 when it becomes a problem.
Yep.
That's when the problem kicks in. For me,
Yeah, Andrew said he'd have Grealish tomorrow at centre back. We're missing Sazlimi, he's just said as well. Question for you, this is Mark. Will you miss Laporta when he goes to Saudi Arabia?
I will always be thankful for Emerick Laporte for what he's done. Dragged us through, not last season, seems weird that, last season, the season before. Emerick Laporte dragged us across the line to win a title. He was having painkilling injections. We were having to play Fernandinho at the back alongside him because Stones was out, Diaz was out, we were just done. But again, it's an evolved. You've got to take the sentimentality out. It's time. I'm not 100% sure he might even go to Saudi yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think he might. There's rumours Real Madrid might be looking at the moment.
Okay.
Now, whether he wants to do that because he's Basque-based and been at Bilbao, and will he take that step over to Madrid? I don't know, but we'll miss him. But we've got 9 defenders.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's sad, but it's what I said. It's even we're 15 years down this line, and we're still evolving each year.
Yeah, you're even an archer. Oh, you're confident for Saturday. We could win a Peter. Are you still in the same seat?
Here's a question: when was the last time City conceded 4 goals in a game? When was the last time City conceded 2 goals in a game?
4.
You've got to go a long way back to find that one.
Yeah. Eddie to be the first English manager, that would be great. Even if Peter Mason just got out of work, ran Monument Metro, ran down and up at Escalator to catch a train on my only had 10 minutes to get this, says Brian. Bloody hell. Look at how much PSG, and they've not won the Champions League. Exactly. Thoughts on this talk about clubs from Saudi potential joining the Champions League? I've not heard anything about it.
Yeah, I have.
I have as well.
Martin, you were a fan of that play you got from Chelsea in the window this summer, Kovacic?
Saudi clubs going in Champions Leagues?
No.
It's a UEFA competition. It's European competition. I know you will have some objective views on it because obviously you're owned by the Saudis, but the Saudi, I've got no issue with the Saudi League. No issue at all. My issue at the minute is doing it with no regulations behind them at the moment.
Yeah.
The minute FIFA starts sticking the regulations on them and go, right, you can't spend anymore. Mm-hmm. That's when it's a problem for them. Because like I read somewhere the other day, one of the clubs don't even make enough money to pay one of their players' week's wages. Mm-hmm. They're not going to be allowed to be given handouts forever. That will stop. Like the Chinese league, they're going to have to become self-sufficient, and it's how they do that.
Yep. Jonathan says, Monty, a fan of the play got from Chelsea. He's on about Kovacic.
Yep, big fan. Absolute top player. I always say, watch him Croatia versus Spain. See what he does. He's an absolute top player. Yeah,
even Liam says, look at Arsenal when they dropped out the top 4 after Wenger left.
Mm-hmm.
Manchester United Newcastle Champions League final come this year for they conceded 3 to St James's Park, which Mod still goes on about Trippier's record.
No, but when was that? August?
Oh, it was August, yeah.
It was a year ago.
Well, yeah, coming up to a year almost. Which Mod says always goes on about Trippier's red card as well.
It's only because I know what I saw.
I know, we know. Do you think the Russian clubs will return? I don't know yet. Chelsea can't join Champions League because they want full FFP rules, which is a criteria.
That's my point. They've got to get regulated up, and you can't. Look, if the American League could do it if they wanted to.
Yep.
They've got billionaire owners. It's just they're all stuck by this. They're all stuck by wage caps over there.
But Jonathan says, Martin, Newcastle going to win this Saturday versus City, yes or no? Well, you'll fancy your side, of course, Martin.
No.
You have to do something to stop the exodus. He's in FFP. Seems to be the most likely way to me, says Billy. Yeah, absolutely. Hope you're well as well, Billy. 0-27. God, where do you get these scorelines from, Andrew?
You're just coming playing an easy 5-a-side under 12 team, yeah? Absolutely. You're not playing the European champions that are out here, you know.
Yeah, Mason, do we expect Eddie to go the same team, or do you think he could make a change, i.e. Harvey Barnes?
It's tough because Armand played all right on Saturday.
You did.
But I think Harvey Barnes will get longer than what he had on Saturday. I can't say Eddie Howe changing that team from Saturday.
So you might think he's going to stick with the same, and he'll just bring like Barnes, Wilson on, see if Isak, Gordon or Tyron out. You'll then bring the fresh legs on that way.
I think you'll give Barnes like 60 minutes, like half an hour from 60 minutes onwards.
He could do.
I think that's what you'll do.
But would you be surprised, Mason, if he did start Harvey Barnes?
Yes, in a way. Because I think it'll be a little bit harsh on Almond for the way he played on
Saturday. Might be a little bit harsh on Gordon. I mean, we're going to see. Yeah, for Gordon, I'll play on the left.
Oh, I thought Gordon was on the right.
No. It wouldn't surprise me if Eddie did keep it the same, but it would surprise me if Harvey Barnes did come in, actually.
Hopefully. But I just can't see Eddie Howe dropping Gordon.
I thought Gordon was outstanding the first game, so you could see put in the cross for Tonali as well. So even David says, I take a draw against him like 2-2 or 1-1, says David. Yep, absolutely. Right, this is from Lemon. You can answer this. Sometimes I don't think FFP don't exist. Man City broke and then nothing happened. You've got more on this, Martin, than I do. So,
sorry, when did we break it? Can I ask Liam how long he's had his lawyer degree? How long has he been a solicitor, lawyer, financial expert? And I don't mean that I'm honestly asking because what people read is 115 charges. That gives you the clue to start off with. Throw everything at them, hope something sticks. We haven't actually got anything on them. It's the reason it's 115 charges. By the way, don't believe that BS of a documentary that came out because we proved all that in CAS, by the way, but they ignored all that.
Mm-hmm.
Totally ignored all that in the documentary. That the two £15 million payments were proved in CAS where they came from.
Mm-hmm.
And the emails were hacked. And you're not allowed to use hacked emails in a court.
Right.
It's inadmissible evidence. Because we were hacked. That's why the guy's doing jail time. Tells you everything you need to know. If City have done something wrong and it does get proven, then fair play. I'll be the first person to come down on them like a ton of bricks. But we have something in this country of innocent until proven guilty. You look at City, our net spend over the last 5 years, one of the lowest. We don't spend all this money like everyone says, because what we do is we sell about £100 million worth of academy players out the door each season. That's where we make the money. Like, for example, James Trafford, 20 million. Never played. Carlos Borges, nearly 19 million. Made 40 million, and that paid for Kovacic and part of Vardio. It's this is what I mean. It's about these guys are not stupid. They know what they're doing. We initially got done very, very early because what FIFA did or UEFA did is move the goalpost when FFP was first came in. We were going to pass FFP, and then UEFA at the very last minute went, no, we're changing the rules, and we got done, which we got charged for. The CAS case was found. The reason where we got fined was because it was non-compliance. And the reason we didn't comply with it, because we were told by our lawyers, they're asking for evidence of you being guilty. Well, how can you prove you're not guilty if you haven't done it? They're basically asking for something we haven't done. They're saying, give us the evidence, but we haven't got the evidence you want us to say. Yep. And what they've done is, if you go back, it goes back 10 years. And what they've actually done is, each season you have to preempt your financial listings. So they'll come to you and they'll say, give us what you think you're going to make next year. Now, what they're saying is one season was wrong. So what they've then done is, well, if that season's wrong, you're following your earlier 10 seasons must be all wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So they've gone, right, charged everything. They've charged us with the size of the pitch. They've charged us with the size of our drug testing room. They've charged because the Premier League update their Premier League rule book every year, 18 months. Because each rule has always been updated, that's why it's 115 charges, because it's all the updated rules and everything else. And it's actually 5 proper charges. One of them is non-compliance. One of them is on Mancini's payment, which is weird because and by the way, what they're accusing Mancini of is tax evasion fraud. So what would that? Well, then the police would be involved. Not one policeman or law enforcement person has spoken to Mancini.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit, and plus Chelsea's are done straight away because they haven't got anything. Same way UEFA. Our lawyer went into CAS and went to UEFA, right, give us your evidence. And UEFA, we haven't got any. So that's why it was chucked. We got fined for non-compliance because we were told not to comply. That's what the fine was for. The fine was for not complying because we're not going to comply for something. It's like you being charged with GBH. And they go, well, show us your evidence. Well, I haven't got any. They can't. It's like it's been done backwards. We've been charged before we've even done anything.
Yeah.
And this is why it'll all come out.
Yeah. Anyways, but
sorry,
the game
that's a long answer, by the way.
But... don't worry about it.
As you can tell, I get that question a hell of a lot.
Yeah. What do you see Pep rotating on Saturday, or does he go with what he went with from Friday or from the game yesterday?
Stones is out. He's got an hamstring. Diaz is back because he's off his 7-day concussion, so he'll be back. Edison will be... I'm expecting it. It'll be very similar to Friday, but without Lewis and without, obviously, Kevin De Bruyne.
Mm-hmm. So is it a few months for Kevin De Bruyne, is it?
Yeah, he's having his operation in Antwerp. He's been to Dr. Kukat and he's got to go, but probably the best thing for him. We were looking at replacing next year anyway. Kevin De Bruyne can't do 60 games anymore. And in a way, it's a good thing because when he rocks up in January, it's going to be like a brand new, fresh player to roll into the business end of the season. And that's what I imagine. It's like you lot having Bruno Guimaraes out for 5 months.
Yeah.
You're in your title run. You hit February and Bruno Guimaraes is back fit. It'd be like a brand new signing just waltzing.
It will be, yeah.
And you're off. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Brian says, Pete, you're going to any away games this, Pete? I'm going to try and hopefully get some. Go and ask to play him and versus Walker in a mouth-watering clash. Yeah. If we play the way we did against Villa, then I'm fairly confident we can do it. Andrew thinks Eddie will go with the same start 11. Walker to be sent off. Seems to me City are like us since the takeover. They seem to be scrutinised more than others who like their overspending. Absolutely.
Because we've got the wrong colour owners. I'm going to say it as it is, Pete. Sorry, I'm going to say it as it is. The Premier League and rival fans don't like it because of where our owners are from.
Yep.
Simple facts of the matter. If it was a white-collar American, no problem. Look at Chelsea, look at Liverpool, look at United. Do whatever they want, how they want. United failed FFP, got one line in a newspaper.
Yep. Hope Trippier scores a great free kick. Big Joe to not Walker redid. This is the first time I'm looking forward to play Man City at the Ethiad or the Ethiad, if people like to call it. 4 years since, says Jonathan. Right then, so we'll go for the lineup.
Try and get a ticket at the Ethiad. Try and get a ticket there.
It's hard to. It's been hard for me to get to away games. That's been the problem for me.
Yeah, did you not try the ballot? You not try the ballot?
I'm not. Well, I haven't done it for C because I've got stuff on this.
Why
Saturday.
do you do ballots? Why don't you do loyalty points?
Well, we do loyalty points, but the problem is with the loyalty points, Martin, they're too high up. They're starting them at like 100 points. By the time it
100 points. Why? What are you on like a point a game? The only reason I ask because I would start at 25,000.
this has just come in this ballot for the
And then
away
work
games.
down.
So they've started off with so many points, but by the time it's gone down, I think they're trying to give supporters a chance who didn't go to away games last season. Well, I only got to Wembley for the Carabao Cup final. Because, like, if the points are too high, the starting 100, by the time it goes down, they're all gone.
Yeah, we have a loyalty points, so you earn them each year. You get points every time you renew your season ticket.
Yeah.
You get points if you join the cup schemes, where they automatically just give you a seat to the League Cup, Champions League, and FA Cup. It's not mandatory. You don't have to do it. It's not like United where it's mandatory. You know, at United, you must join the cup scheme or you lose your season ticket at the Swamp.
Yeah, I've got all the cup schemes for the home games.
But ours, I mean, I've never joined the cup scheme, so I've missed out on a load of points. Because I don't like sitting in my seat I sit with my family at the home games. When I do the cup games, I go to the singing section down in the south stand.
Right.
I move for that, and it's a bit too raucous for my 13-year-old son to go in there.
All right. I've been going to my normal seat because where I said I'm quite low down. So agree with 100%. Martin 100% says Billy. If owners were poor Saudi owners, nobody would care because we have money. They're all human rights specialists. Yeah.
You had Miguel Delaney yet?
Oh, God.
Oh.
Hey, we've had him for 12, 13, 14 years. We've had, who's the other idiot? Oh, what's he called now? We've had them all. We've had Rob Shepherd, Miguel Delaney. There's all sorts. Listen, they're all human rights, but then look where the paychecks come from.
Absolutely. Martin's awesome says coffee, so there you go.
Cheers, coffee.
I wish I could go to away games because, like, how many London social clubs teams in the Premier League? Absolutely. All right, Pete, lads and lasses, hope everyone's well. All right, Pete, Mary, said Martin. PD will be featured in episode 2 of the Amazon documentary. I was seen clipped in the first one.
It?
The first one, yeah. Well, I'm not getting interviewed. It's just it was when we beat Southampton in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup, and when Longstaff scores, you can see me in the crowd celebrating.
See, that's another one. You won't have Longstaff in 18 months. He'll be a thing in the past. He'll be gone.
Well, maybe we'll see. Miguel Delaney, Delaney and Emily Bishop's son, Holt. Yeah, Man U fans are begging for a Qatar takeover, but complain about. Yeah, they do, don't they, Martin?
I'm not even going into it. All I ever say is hate United, love Glazers. That's the same we have down here. Love Glazers, hate United.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they've spent no money. What they spent this summer, 200 million. Spent no money though.
70 million on a player who scored 9 goals for their club last season.
Do you know how sad they are, Pete? They even did. They went and bought Erling Haaland. They went and bought BTEC Erling Haaland. Unveiled him exactly the same way as we did. Sat in a chair with the flag, and then put a big mural up outside, Trafford. Welcome to Manchester.
Almighty.
Breaking news: Salford and Trafford's not in Manchester. All right. No, apparently they don't care about us. They don't think about us, and we're irrelevant. All they do is copy us. It is embarrassing. It really is.
Peter was interviewed in episode 2, but he's been told to keep it a secret. But you never know. I could appear on the second one if I'm in the crowd. Man United fans say they got the worst owners in football. They should look at the South End situation. Absolutely. Look at the other clubs. It's just like...
Go to Liverpool.
No.
I mean, I don't like Liverpool fans because they do spend money, but they're nothing like... Liverpool don't get 200 million a window.
No, they don't. I mean, what do you make of Klopp coming out with all these comments and all this kind of crap?
Hang on, is Klopp still in a job? Shouldn't he have quit by now?
Yeah, exactly.
What happened to the comment of the day we spend 100 million on a player is the day I'm not in football? Oh, we'll just bid 111 million for Caicedo. Didn't quit, did I?
He did. And he's coming out and slating us about now you can't have two thingies in the technical area now. You can't. And he says, the worst one will be Newcastle. Hey, Jesus. But anyway.
He's obsessed with us at the minute.
Yeah, and us as
Every
well.
time, him and Pep I don't know what it is. Pep goes loony when Klopp appears. I don't know why. No. He goes loony.
Katotti goes looking at the Premier League changed the owners and directors testing that Yasim guy doesn't have the money unless it's come from KSA who owns PSG. I have no idea what's happening with that. It's all gone quiet, so I have no idea. But anyways, let's go to Martin, Man City starting 11 for Saturday. What do you think it's like going to be from Pep?
Steady header in goal. Gavardio, Diaz, Ake, and either a Kanji or Walker. I haven't decided which one. Rodri will be the CDM.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think it'll be Kovacic.
Mm-hmm.
Bernardo, Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Erling Braut Haaland.
Okay, interesting.
I think we'll win 3-1.
Okay, well, we'll get into those at the end as well. So
yeah, I'm just going early with mine.
We'll get into what Eddie will go with for us, Mason. So goalkeeper, Mason, easy one.
Pope.
Yeah, there you are. So in that man there in goal, Nick Pope. Right back. I believe it's going to be this man and captain on the day, Mr. Kieran Trippier. Again, it's an easy decision. I can't see Livramento coming in just yet still, but it'd be great to see him off the bench if that's a possibility as well. Okay, Mason, centre-back, one of the centre-backs.
Botman.
Oh, the one there he is. And to take alongside him will be his partner, Fabian Schär. Left-back, Mason.
Probably Dan Burn.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Dan Burn as well. Just for now, yes, until Lewis Hall's signed, and we'll see what happens from there.
You're going to stay out of Haaland's way. You're going to play the big boy tactic again.
Oh, I remember that. Well, I remember that last season as well. It's just... the reason I don't want to see Dan Burn there permanently is because he struggles with pace a lot of the time.
Thought Phil Foden destroyed him last season.
Yeah, he did. He absolutely did. Okay, Mason, now into 3 in midfield. Who's taking one of them?
Bruno.
Yep, there he is there. It's the Bruno Guimaraes. Hopefully improves on his passing. It was a little bit sluggish at times against Aston Villa. But you know why he's so important in the team. And the next one in the midfield. Oh, yes. That man there who scored on his debut, Mr. Sandro Tonali. And it's going to be very interesting come Saturday. And the last one in midfield, Mason.
Joelinton.
Yeah, that man there, Mr. Big Joelinton. We'll have to need him as well for his strength. Okay, Mason. So, oh no, it's back to me now. So, on the left-hand side, I believe Eddie is going to keep him in. I think he is going to keep Anthony Gordon in. I thought he was very, very good on Saturday. I really, really thought he was good against Villa. So, and I think he'll bring Harvey Barnes off the bench, and I think he'll slowly work Harvey Barnes in by the looks of it now as well. So, yeah. On the right, Mason.
I'll run.
Yep.
Sorry, I was just looking for the referee for a shot of a coffee.
No problem. So I think, yeah, Miggy. And the last one up front in the middle, that man there, Mr. Alexander Isak. Are we changing our mind about Isak, Martin? Yeah, considering you've had a few words to say about him at times.
Yeah, listen, I love my hands up. He started well. He's doing very well. It's whether he can do it on a consistent basis. By the way, I was just looking. The last time City conceded 2 goals was January.
All right, who was that against?
Tottenham at home.
Oh, Tottenham at home.
January the 19th. So that's what I mean. City don't generally concede at the moment. So that's why I'm not because I don't think you're a good team. I just think defensively we are sound at the moment. We're quite strong. I know we looked dodgy last night, but you got to remember it was the second game in. We've had, I think we've had the least amount of rest out of all teams because we just finished so late. That's the problem when you go all. You got to remember our season was still going in June. Yeah, we were playing finals in June.
You're right.
Then we had, and they didn't get on all, and then they went straight to internationals. They didn't actually get on their holidays until the middle of June, when everyone had been on the beach for 2.5 weeks, and then we came back. And I just think, Sevilla used to playing in 35, 40-degree heat, whereas we're not, especially 2 games in.
Liverpool have bid for Ted Fendrick, but Chelsea won't fall on this one, says Billy. De Bruyne is out, which is a huge difference. Glazers were never going to sell Man United. I don't think they are as well. Ake looked out of sorts yesterday. He didn't have the best game, did he?
I don't think anyone did for the first half, but I've put it down to, again, second game of the season.
2-1 says Yaba. Byrne is better than Trippier, though, who just backs off. That's the problem with Trippier. He needs to stop doing that, in my opinion. Who's the referee? Oh, I've not checked who the referee is.
I've just put in the comments. It's Robert Jones.
Robert Jones, okay. Who's the... Without KDB,
I think it's a Scouser.
All right. I feel we could compete.
We're not a one-man team, No. Why does everyone think we're a one-man team here?
No, they're definitely not. But hopefully you never know.
He's a loss. But like I said, Phil Foden and Bernardo Silva are not shabby players to walk in the door.
Oh, okay. They will destroy on like Scofield. Oh, Jesus, Jake, man. Jake, Sevilla caused the defence's problems. I believe our 4-line is better than theirs. Well, it's going to be interesting come Saturday. So we're going to start ending the show in just a moment soon. Because we've got Martin's going there for his show in about just over half an hour's time. So we're now going to get the score predictions. You said 3-1 Man City, Martin?
Yeah, 3-1.
And who's your scorers for the game?
Phil Foden and a brace from the Norwegian meat machine. Who I actually predict I think will score more goals this season than he did last.
Ooh. And who's getting the goal for us then, Martin?
Isaac.
Okay. Right then. Is Bernardo fit? Yes, you were saying Bernardo is fit.
It was only off with an illness. That's probably, if that had been the Newcastle game yesterday, Bernardo would have played.
De Bruyne is unreal, yeah. And right, Mason, what's your score prediction?
I'm going 2-2.
2-2, okay then. And the goal scorers?
For City, Haaland, and I think Cole Palmer will get another.
Oh, you think he's going to get one?
If he plays, if not, Haaland twice for Newcastle, Isaac and Barnes if he plays.
Right, okay then. I'll get mine in just a moment. De Bruyne, Haaland and Messi are shortlisted for Men's Players of the Year. Joe Linton doesn't get 13 yellow cards before the half. 2 wins, 2-1. Is Martin go to the game? Yeah, you go to the games, don't you, Martin?
Always at the games, mate.
Tenali and Shane Holland says, Yaba, where's good for breakfast in central Manchester on a Sunday morning, says Tom. He's probably asking that for you, Martin.
Weatherspoons, decent. Everyone likes a Weatherspoons breakfast, don't they?
Oh, I do as well.
In Piccadilly, it's a good place. There's a few. There's a couple of. I'm trying to think of the name. There's these side street ones. It's like a little porter cabin that just. It's like these little hatches. They do breakfast sandwiches, which are just out of this world. I'm trying to think of what the name is. There's a few places for breakfast in Manchester. Depends where you go. There's Deansgate, Piccadilly, there's all sorts, because the stadium's a 10-minute walk from the city centre.
It's all right. Tonali loves Weatherspoon's coffee, yeah, because he was there. And yep. But yeah, right, my score prediction, and I'm going to go with 2-2 as well. For us,
you're not going 5-5-1, 4-2. Everyone's going for battering us.
I think I'm going to say 2-2. I think we can get something down there. I think we will give you a game. Martin, I believe we can give you a game down there this time. So for us, I'm going to say Isak, and the other goal scorer, I'm going to go for Tonali again. For City, I'm going to go with Holland to get 2 goals as well. So,
you know the big problem you will have? Pep Guardiola respects you.
Yeah.
That then becomes the problem because he respected Arsenal, respected United, respected Bayern, respected Real Madrid. And look what happened.
Yep.
That's the difference. I think nobody looks at you like 3 years ago anymore.
No.
Got that big respect factor. You play really good football. You deserve to be where you are. You deserve to have the respect you've got. But that's why I'm thinking we'll win, because I think we're going to take you in the same fashion as we're taking Arsenal, a United, a Real Madrid. If that happens, that's when we turn up.
Yep.
All I got last year, Arsenal were coming to smash us. United were coming to smash us. Real Madrid, Bayern were coming to absolutely embarrass us. And, you know, it's a different... Like I said, if it was at St. James's Park, I'd even say we might come away losing it. I'm only saying we'd win because we're at the Ethiad, we're at the Ethiad.
You're at the Ethiad.
It's a different ball game now.
Yep. Right, I've said 2-2. I've been to Manchester a couple of times. I've been to Oldham and Salford's ground. I've never been.
I hope you wore a coat at Oldham. It is cold up there. And Salford, I wouldn't give Gary Neville any money if he paid me.
Hey, there we go. Anyways, we're going to start and wrap up the show. We've had a great show and lots of points covered. Martin, do you want to know where they can find you and what we got coming up as well?
Yeah, Mancunian Way on YouTube. Got a show in 30 minutes where Pete's coming on. Tony from It's All Black and White TV is coming on. We're going to talk Newcastle game. We're going to talk about the transfer window where everyone said City were quiet. And it looks like the giant is about to awaken, and off we go on our spending spree. So, yeah. But no, it's a good laugh. We have banter. We're not disrespectful. It's just a really good community chat, and
great
it's
channel.
Proper blues, proper football.
Yeah. So Mancunian Way, I believe, have I put a link down in the description? Yes, I have actually.
I don't know, mate.
Yes, I have actually. So, yeah. So, yeah, Mancunian Way, yes, great channel, great lads that go on there. And myself and Tony will be joining there in half an hour.
And Pete's been great. Pete's been a supporter since we got going 18 months ago. So, yeah, big
By PD Mees, cheers, Martin. By PD Mees, Martin and all will join in on Martin's channel, says coffee, and Liam's just subscribed as well.
Thank you.
And there's Ben as well. We got Ben.
Try to hit 3K as quick as we can.
That's
flying at the minute.
Absolutely. Nice one.
Yeah. We've got loads. If you want to look at me celebrating the Super Cup last night, that's on there as well.
Mancunian Way is a great community too. Yeah, might pop over in a bit. Then so Tom's going to pop over as well. Right then. So what we got next coming up? What we got next coming back throughout the rest of the week? Tomorrow, me and Mason will be back at 8 o'clock for the crazy football show. Get yourselves on. Link will be in the chat. Chippers is going to be dreading it because
we've still doing that.
Oh yeah,
you still rating the food and all that?
Absolutely.
Oh, Pete.
So Chippers will be looking forward to that because we didn't do it last week because we were at the game and all of that. But we're back tomorrow. So myself and Mason come and join us. We'll talk about the game from Saturday beating Villa. We'll talk about the game going into it on there as well. So get yourselves on. Link, of course, will be pinned in the live comments. Right, in terms of the watch along, unfortunately, well, I'll not be there because unfortunately I'm out on the Saturday night. But my co-host, Mason, is going to host the watch along on Saturday. So we're going to start that. We'll set that for 7:30 on Saturday, so half an hour before kickoff, so Mason can like run through the lineups and all of that, get into the comments before the game starts. So Mason,
show you our trophy display that we're going to do before the game. We're going to show all 4 of them off.
So
nice.
Mason is going to host the watch along on Saturday night. So well done. Thanks so much, Mason. Man City fans respects us since the takeover. Food picks, woohoo. You know you like them coffee. Guess I better pop over there than nonsense. Predator. Cheers, Predator. Again, guys, if you have enjoyed tonight's show, remember to hit the thumbs up. At least smash that subscribe button. Of course, if you're brand new to the channel, if you're not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It's completely free to do so, and it is helping this channel grow as well. And again, massive thank you to all of you support as well. And of course, that bell notification to notify you whether we are live or have a pre-recorded video show during the day as well. So make sure to hit that bell button to be notified. As always, feel free to donate as well if you want to give something to the channel. Again, feel free to become a member for just 99p. And if you are a member, apologies about Mason's dog going mad there. Like. And if you want to, if you want to become a member for just 99p, and if you want to become a member of this channel, you will be into a thing like a prize draw, etc. So again, just only 99p a month to become a member of the channel. Right, guys. See you later. Take care. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Let's hope we can get something on Saturday. It'd be great. See you later, guys. How are the lads?